So question one, overcoming obstacles and dealing with frustration. I think the key thing to remember when you're faced with a problem you didn't expect is to stay calm. That is the most important thing to remember. I remember my first experience with programming was actually a high school C++ class. And about 3/4 of the way through the semester, we were working on a project, was making a hangman game. And I got really frustrated and I basically gave up. I thought there was no way I could finish. My teacher, Miss Driscoll, kind of pulled me aside and said, Chris, I noticed a distinct pattern that you go through every time we work on a project. For about half of the project, you work fine. You make progress and you go along great. Then you hit a hurdle and you get so frustrated that you give up. After 5 or 10 minutes of being completely frustrated and giving up, you calm down and you get back to work and you finish and there's never any problems. And you've done this consistently every single project we've worked on. And she was right. And it was something that I never forgot. So kind of thinking about that, looking back, I think that was my first experience in understanding that staying calm is the key to making progress. Losing your cool, getting worked up, means that you've stopped focusing on the task at hand and you've started focusing on the effect that the obstacle is having on you. Question 3, learn by doing. Just having fun, kind of exploring whatever topic you're studying. I think that's important because it's motivated by a genuine interest in whatever it is you're studying, an excitement that you can't fake, and you'll always be more motivated to learn more and understand better when you're actually interested in whatever it is you're studying. I also think teaching is a great way to learn something. How simply you can explain a concept is a good measure of how fully you understand it, and practice explaining things, practice teaching something to someone is actually a great way to reiterate it to yourself, and the more you do that, the more ways you learn something and the more connections you make. My answer to question 4 in 2 words would be immersion and exposure. Learning Ruby and Rails from every angle. That means classroom lectures, working with groups, contributing to open source projects, filming podcasts, giving speeches, doing presentations, whatever, and all the things that, the Academy is going to have us doing. And exposure, just getting out and becoming part of a community. Working on a team of people who are interested in the same thing I'm interested in. We're all working towards the same goal. The kind of natural, the healthy camaraderie and competition that comes with tackling a challenge alongside other people. I expect a mixture of people, men and women, teens to adults, some people with programming experience, maybe in less web-friendly languages, some people without programming experience at all. I know that Jeff said on Hacker News that if he could get one kid with a junky computer and a dial-up connection to become a developer, that the program would be a success. Hopefully there's one of those. I think programming is something that people with any background can pursue and learn and enjoy. Like anything creative, it's enhanced by diversity and people with unique perspectives and bringing those differences to the same common task. Question 8. Something I'm better at than most people is what I call creativity within confines. Although I recognize that that's a terrible way to put it and not flattering for me at all. It's the idea that you want to be creative and you need to be creative, but you need to keep an eye on the big picture. Your piece, your work has to function within and support the overall goal. During my freelance design days, I always repeated consistency, consistency, consistency. And I think that helps me. It's helpful because it helps me be a better team member. And it helps me, in turn, help other people be better team members. A lot of people talk about, throw around the buzzword, think outside the box. Something that I kind of remember reading and that has always stayed with me for a long time was something Jack White of the White Stripes said in an interview, where his approach, rather than thinking outside the box, was trying to find new boxes to put himself in. And for me, it's kind of likened to that idea of remembering the big picture, and that you want to be creative, but within the overall scope of the project that you're working on. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Fowler, Mr. Battalion, everyone at Living Social, and Mr. Casmer, and everyone at Jumpstart Labs, everyone who's worked on the Hungry Academy project. Thank you for launching it. I'm really excited for it. I tried to have some fun with the video, but I'm taking the opportunity very seriously, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much.